So we know there's the port starboard rule, right? We have starboard boat, port boat, he should get out of the way. Starboard boat ends up deciding to tack, or maybe forced to tack. Maybe that was a foul, I'm not sure. But he tacks away and gets moving. Ellis and Andy having a little trouble getting the boat moving. We can see they're kind of sitting still. So if we have to tack, we want to make sure that we don't stop while we're doing it. Make sure we turn all the way through our tack, get the boat moving, because now we have Jake is pulled pretty far ahead. Real quick here, watching boat 10 go around this gate mark, boat 7 over on the right going around the other gate, and we'll show in a second. We can see 10 is ahead. He was ahead on the downwind, so he's looks like he's in second place right now. It's number 7's in third, but watching him go around, he's rounding now, and then over here Ellis is just rounding. But as we go through the film, now I'm kind of sitting in the middle of the course. We see Jake here, and we can tell I'm kind of looking, he's kind of below me, he's a little downwind of me, and turning right around, there's Ellis a little above me. Alright, so how'd that happen? So in that video clip, here we've got our buoys kind of looking at what happened from above, right? So I'm sitting probably around right here. But here's our windward mark, here's the two gate marks, we're watching them go around, and the key factor is the wind is not actually coming perfectly straight down the course, it's off to the side a little bit. So we had Jake in boat number 10 go around this side, and then he's sailing up his race course on close hauled, and then he tacks to get back to the mark when he can. Ellis and Andy in boat 7 went around this gate mark, and they came back up this way. And so if we look at the actual distance needed to travel because of this skewed wind, Ellis and Andy in boat 7 just had a physically shorter distance they needed to go than Jake and Steven in boat 10. So ideally we have wind coming straight down the course, but sometimes it is a little skewed, and if we can notice that and take advantage of it, it'll help us out. So here we're noticing we've got our mark here, and boat 7 is physically behind boat 10, but they tack and go back to the mark. Boat 10 sailed farther than they had to, and so even though they were ahead physically sailing upwind, they actually ended up behind boat 7 because they went too far. So looking at this situation from above, let's pick a different color here real quick. So if we have Jake right here, Jake and Steven, and then Ellis and Andy, we could see in that video Jake and Steven started out definitely further ahead further ahead of Ellis and Andy on this race course. But then what happened was they went way out, they just kept sailing straight. Ellis and Andy went straight, but they also paid attention to when can I tack and get to the buoy on this wind direction. And so they tacked and were able to head to the buoy, and Jake and Steven said, oh look, they can make it so we can too. But at that point they had to come way back like this, and so they gave up a lot of distance they didn't have to, and it ended up costing them a place in that race.